Okay. It says I am live and in person. Hooray! Hooray, 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 hooray. I need to refresh my page though, because I need to see chat. Drink some of my chai. Although I will say this chai is not nearly as good. Yeah, as the other ones I've had. All right. I am here. I am live. And it does not seem that anybody is here yet, but that's okay. I'm going to share the link on the Twatters. Should probably share it on Discord too, because I always forget to do that. But we'll just pop that open and wait till it comes on. And then we'll wait and see if some people show up. I don't know if anybody will show up or not. It is exceedingly late. No doubt about that. People are probably burnt out from all the other fun stuff that's gone on and whatnot. But that's okay. Oh, Discord is kind of starting up. Copy the link. Whoo, boy. And I appreciate whoever is here who just left a like on my video already and who is watching right now. Thank you for that. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. Ah. Yeah, and I'll be covering pretty much most of Square Enix's press conference because it was awesome. For the most part, I have good. Glad to hear it, Telium. Thank you. Okay. I need to. Just gonna share this in a few spots. Okay, hold on. Okay. Might be some other stuff I can. Maybe I'll throw it in here too. Okay, I think I've shared it evenly on Discord. And I'm glad that I sound okay. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Have they been watching E3 with bated breath, even remotely? Or have they been kind of quasi cool with it? I know that, what was it? I talked a little bit about it on Saturday. What was it that I talked about? I forgot. Well, aside from the Vox Apocalypse, talked about some games. Oh yeah, we talked about Star Wars uh Jedi Fallen Order, which I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that game. I watched Game 5. Does that count? I don't know, Eric. Does it count? Okay, I mean, it is a game. It's a sports game, but I'll allow it just this once. I'll allow it. So we got a couple people here. That's a good start. Think I still need to do a bit of setup here because got a screen share because I'm going to share some of my thoughts here and there. I don't know if I'll discuss every game that came out because not everything interests me in particular, but we'll go over some of the stuff that happened because I will say this: Square, in my opinion, killed it this year. Uh, they had a really strong start and a really strong finish. Starting off with Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is awesome. Uh, Everybody super stoked and hyped for this game. I'm more surprised of the fact that we're getting it next year in March. um, that was not something I expected to see. Honestly, I did not anticipate that anything was that we were getting it so soon. But the fact that we are getting it relatively soon is awesome. For the most part, I love that they showed combat and how combat works. That's good to know. Good information. I greatly appreciate it. Even showed it in action, which was also awesome. I know some people are probably not too. There might be some more traditional JRPG fans who would have preferred it to stick to its traditional turn-based combat, and I kind of agree with that. I like turn-based combat to an extent too, because it would feel authentic. That said, however, this type of combat looks really good too. So I'm a hybrid RPG player. I like playing a little bit of every type of genre, and my two favorites are action-based RPGs and strategy-based. So I'm totally fine with a strategy-based build of Final Fantasy VII. Totally okay with that. I really love that they spent 20 minutes just to discuss Final Fantasy VII. Very cool. Very nice little preview. They did announce that people would get to play the demo of the game at E3. Also pretty cool. They did not mention, however, if anybody else was going to get to play demos of it at all. Maybe that'll be announced later. I would really like it if they would have announced it simultaneously and said, "Oh, and also you at home, you could try out the demo yourself." But unfortunately, they did not. They didn't mention that. Maybe that'll come in the next week or so. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're not ready to release it to like PS4 and whatnot just yet. And oh yeah, the other thing that was really cool, the thing we were expecting to see was Tifa showing up in the game finally. We finally get the reveal of Tifa. And my fears have been abated. I'm not worried about this game anymore, or not as much. The only thing that concerns me about Final Fantasy VII Remake is the fact that it's going to be two separate games, split between two discs. We're going to get part one, and then we're going to get a second part. I fear that I'm going to have to pay $120 just to play through all of Final Fantasy VII again. Not a huge fan of that. I'm actually kind of annoyed by that. But considering they all are also expanding on the section of Midgard and spending more time in it, sharing more information and stuff of that nature, you know what? Extra content is extra content. I'm cool with it. I'm still kind of curious to see what they do. And if I have to shell out another $60 like in a year or so when the second half comes out, Totally okay with that. Um, but yeah, Tifa's being shown in the game. They showed her in combat too, which was awesome. Um, yeah, she looks good. She looks awesome. I think people worried over nothing, pretty much. In comparison to like her design, yeah, she looks good. I have no problems with this design. I'm sure there might be some who maybe don't like it. I don't know. People are incredibly picky. Picky, 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 picky. Hey Rebirth, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm talking Final Fantasy VII Remake right now. And I'm super pumped. They also announced the... Oh, oops. I want to see the special edition. Oh, there it is. We have the special edition. I'm going to attempt a full screen here for a little bit. I'm assuming that this is expensive. Very, very expensive, and it's exclusively from their store. So, not a huge fan of that. I'd prefer it if they shared it with every possible venue and Outlook. But, you know, what can you do? It's Square. They tend to do that. A lot of really cool stuff in this, though. Steel bookcase, soundtrack, art book, figure of Cloud on a motorcycle, and some DLC summon materials. All good stuff. All good stuff. Very cool. Looks expensive because it probably is. If I had to hazard a guess, I'm not even going to attempt to read it. Yeah, I kind of want it too, but one, I'm pretty positive it'll sell out quickly. I'm almost guaranteed it's probably already sold out. Wait, hold on. Maybe. Let's type this out. Oop. Final Fantasy VII. Remake. Collector's Edition. Let's find out. Well, I can see the price from here. It says $330. Ouch, my wallet. For that much money, I can buy a console or multiple games. Yeah, no, thank you, Square. That's too much. That's way too goddamn high. I nope. It's just all nope. Full stop. Nope. 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 Uh, nope. I ain't spending that kind of money. You guys can tell me. Would you spend $330 on that? Of course, the figure itself is probably the bulk of that purchase, aside from the game, because the game is $60. I'd assume like the art book, DLC, and the other stuff would be like maybe 50, maybe 50, $60 in total on its own. And the figure is probably about over 100 some odd dollars. Yeah, you know what, Rebirth? I'm in total agreement. If it was around $150, I'd be down for it. But for that price, no, I can't afford that. I don't think very many people at all could afford that. um, But still, the fact that the game is coming out soon, I'm pretty excited. I may even consider pre-ordering the game in the following days to come. Maybe once I have some money. But overall, really impressed. I'm looking forward to this game. I plan on buying it very very soon. Yeah, and you. Oh wait, here's something that I wanted to point out that happened. Well, not during the press conference, but while I was watching, the gameplay and whatnot that was going on, I noticed there was something there that wasn't in Final Fantasy 15 as much, which was banter and characters actually talking. Love that. Please make sure that when I'm traveling around, that's also a thing that happens. Because 15 was boring as shit when it came to stuff like that. It was bad. Because a lot of the times you were just driving in the car, listening to whatever music you wanted to, and nothing else was happening. And that took up a fair chunk of your playtime, was just the driving around portion. Ugh. So I hope that there'll be more banter and more interaction with the characters. The next thing that they showed was Stranger Things 2. I honestly do not really care about Stranger Things 2. It's not really on my priority list of things I care about. They talked more about Octopath Traveler. I don't know why they shared Octopath because it's been out for a while. I mean, I don't know. But Octopath Traveler is a pretty good game, so not the worst thing that they could do. Um. Oh yeah. What was this? Oh yeah. We're getting a remastering of what was this game called? Um. I know this game, Last Remnant, which was kind of like if I remember correctly, it was kind of like a Musha style game. It was only out for the Xbox 360. They never released it to the PS3 that I'm aware of, at least not in the West. But that's pretty cool. They're bringing that back. I might pick that up because I never got a chance to play it, and it looked kind of cool. Oh wait, yeah, it was available that tonight for the Switch. Kind of cool. Don't have a Switch currently, so I can't do anything with that. Unfortunately, I can't play that. I'll have to buy a Switch to play that, which I do plan on buying relatively soon. And and then we have, what was it, Dragon Quest Builders 2. This game looks super adorable and fun. I can't knock this game too badly. It's just goddamn precious as can be. I kind of want to I kind of want to play this one too. Mainly because there is co-op, and I want to play with some of my other friends and just kind of hang out and goof around and build stuff and do silly things. That sounds like a fun time to me. I don't know how extensive it is for multiplayer, but still, I bought 15, didn't finish it. Don't feel bad. I played it for like a few days and I got bored of it. I didn't give a rat's ass about any of it. When you get a Switch, your ass better 1v1 me in Smash. And yes, Dragon Quest Builders 2 looks fun. Yes, it does, Rabbit. Yes, it does. I'm really I want to play it. I didn't get a chance to play the first one, but I want to play this one. I like the whole multiplayer aspect. What was that? They also announced that Dragon Quest XI is coming to the Switch. Kind of cool. Um, oh yeah, and then there was this segment. They're talking about helping indie developers and all the games that have come out under Square's watch. pretty decent stuff. I don't know if I'm really all that interested in any of these titles, but it is cool that they're out there for people to try out. Some of them look kind of interesting. Deadbeat Hero. I like the title for that one. Deadbeat Hero. That's pretty cool. Fear Effect Senda looks interesting. No idea what it's about, but some of these games look pretty darn good, but they're really not what I'm interested in right now. Uh, in particularly this Battalion 1944 game. When I see it, I'm assuming it's I don't know. It feels a little bit like a mix of Counter Strike and oh yeah, there's this little racing game that people that Square announced or that the developers announced and that Square is publishing. That's kind of neat. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, the 1944 game. It looks like a mix between Counter Strike and Call of Duty. Not really interested in that. I watch it. There's enough of that going around. And then there's this racing game, which looks kind of cute. Kind of a top-down racing game. That's not bad. But yeah, then there's that game. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of Micro Machines too. Now that you mention it, Rabbit. Oh, so the first Dragon Quest builder was underwhelming. Well, that's good to know. Not really worth my time to purchase it then, unless it's on sale, and I actually want to. But yeah, this was okay. Like I said, not really interested in that. But I mean, if people are fans of first-person shooters and whatnot, hey, Square Enix got you covered with a very tournament-heavy style multiplayer. You know what? I'm looking at kind of the chat, and they're constantly talking about Avengers. We'll get to that. We will get to that. Um. Oh yeah, this was a thing. They announced Square Enix Music. That was interesting little preview. Basically, all the Final Fantasy music is now available to stream on multiple music streaming applications. So you can listen to all the old Final Fantasy music you want. That's kind of neat. If I had any of those services, I would be totally down for that. But I don't have any of them currently, so. Then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3. Apparently, Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting some DLC. That's kind of cool. I haven't even finished playing the main game. So I'm like, why DLC? But okay, at the same time, more Kingdom Hearts, I guess. At least it'll keep the game relevant for a bit longer. The question is, who are you? I don't know. Who is he? I don't know Luxord at all. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC coming this winter. And what was after that? Oh yeah, they talked about Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringer. That's okay. I'm really not all. I want to get back to Final Fantasy 14, but I haven't had any time to get to know what's going on with the story and whatnot so far. So let's move on to something else. But I still want to get back to playing Final Fantasy 14. Because for an MMO, it's probably one of the best MMOs I've ever played. I know I have to pay for it, but I think it's worth the money. I just need to get back to it. Oh yeah, this was an announcement I did not see coming. Oh wait, no, this is still that. Never mind. I thought this was something else. Oh yeah, then they what was this? This was that one zombie game. Yeah, Dying Light 2. Don't really care. Zombie games are a dime a dozen at this point. I'm not interested in those. Those are underwhelming to say the least. What if Square Enix did Call of Duty? um Less gameplay and more cutscenes. Like 80% of the game would be nothing but cutscenes. That's what would happen. If you really want to know what it would be like, that's pretty much what I would think would happen. Uh, oh, what was after that? Um, oh yeah, two older RPGs are coming to the West apparently. Uh, Romancing Saga, I guess. I think it's called Romancing Saga. I don't know. This one looks classic and old school. Not bad. Sorry if I'm yawning or if I sound tired. I did get off work a couple hours ago and it's late and I should probably be sleeping or at the very least heading for bed. But I'm doing this stream. But new lobsters. It's like they're. Oh yeah, Scarlet Grace is the other one that came out. They look kind of cool, but I don't know if I'm interested in them. To be honest, they look interesting, but not enough to make me go. That's a day one purchase for me. Oh yeah, and they announced this one, War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. They're gonna expand Brave Exvius, the mobile game, into I don't know. Maybe this is another mobile game, or it's going to be a new title. Oh, what was? Oh yeah, Crystal Bearers is coming back out again. I know that was in here too. That old GameCube game is coming out for mobile devices. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of fun. It's glad to see that that game is getting a revival to an extent. War of the Visions looks interesting. I want to know more about this because I get very strong Final Fantasy Tactic vibes. Very strong vibes indeed. This is they even named it basically similarly to Final Fantasy Tactics, which was called War of the Lions. This is called War of the Visions. It's almost like they're saying, "Hey, you guys like Final Fantasy Tactics? We're kind of making another one." And I don't know if it's a mobile game. I mean, if this was a mobile game, I think it would work out pretty well as a mobile. And this is the Wolf Kingdom. Yay! This is probably the kingdom that I would maybe join. I don't know. Crystal Sanctum. Yeah, I get a lot of Final Fantasy Tactic vibes from this game. And then when they show gameplay, I was all like, yeah, this is definitely tactics oriented. Yeah, look at that. Look at grid based battle. This is basically Final Fantasy Tactics. All is for one's homeland. I want to know more. Give me more of this. War of the Visions. What is it? When is it coming out? How do I play it? Oh, okay. So it is in development and it is for smartphones. Okay. So it's a mobile game. You know what? I'm totally cool with that. I want that. Give me that. Oh yeah, and then there was the creators of Gears of War and Bulletstorm, first person shooter. This one kind of looks a bit more interesting for a first person shooter. Where's the gameplay? It sounds like you get to like build your or create your own character and do things. I'm really not sure. I kind of zoned out a bit when this game was announced, but it does look kind of cool. I'll have to wait and see if more information comes out to understand what's going on and what might be coming down the pipeline. Uh, Dying Light 2 might be fun since it's the first time. The first title was Fun Time. Yeah. Only if I can do multiplayer in Dying Light 2. If Secret of Mana was done in the format of Final Fantasy 15, please God don't. Don't mimic Final Fantasy 15 in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, Crystal Chronicles is built around multiplayer, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, this game was also announced. I don't know what is this one called. Oninaki. It looks kind of interesting, but I don't know. This one's another one that's kind of iffy. It looks good though, so it might be a fun game to play. We'll just have to wait and see. It looks kind of like an action role playing game, but it looks pretty good. Has its own little unique style going on. Pretty cute in its own way. And I think that after this game was announced, yeah, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered was announced, which I had to share with my brother. Oh. Oh, oops. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII is coming back in a remastered version. It definitely looks a heck of a lot better than the PlayStation 1 version. That's for sure. It looks a hell of a lot cleaner. And I'm totally okay with that. I know that this was a game that probably my brother is super interested in picking up because Final Fantasy VIII is his jam. This is his favorite, one of his favorite Final Fantasies. Not really my favorite, but I do like it enough to say, "Yay, remaster!" I want to play it, maybe play it again. That might be fun. I have not watched anything from Ubisoft, so yeah, I we yeah, Rabbit, we already discussed the $300+ price tag of the of the collector's edition. Yeah, no one's we can't afford that shit. Definitely not. It being episodic is a bit of an annoyance, but also they did mention that the game was going to be the Midgard section was going to be expanded upon, and they've made enough gameplay to fit on 2 Blu-ray discs, according to Square. Um, don't know how accurate that is. Yeah, I know it's only half of the game, Rabbit. It's not exactly something I'm thrilled for. I mean, I'm okay with them splitting it up if it means that the game comes out, sooner, because if we have to wait for both either, I mean, if the game is as large as they're saying and they need like 2 Blu-ray discs worth of data on it, I could understand splitting it up. If the case of the matter is that they did this so that the game would come out sooner rather than later because Square Enix is probably kind of desperate for money. I also understand why. I would prefer not to have to buy the game twice. That's the one thing we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be kind of similar to what they did with 15, where they download DLC later, or what. I have no idea what that's going to entail. Or maybe it'll be just 2 totally separate games, discs. I don't know. I think it's kind of a bad move, but at the same time, there may be logical reason behind it. Yeah, the work because you're going to be spending more time in Midgard. That's what they said. They expanded upon Midgard. There's probably more missions, more stuff to do within Midgard's, slums and whatnot. So there's that. Is it as large as they say? I don't know. I mean, they managed to fit 15 on one disc, and that one's a pretty sizable game on its own. So I don't know. It could just be their desperate attempt to make more money. And knowing Square, that wouldn't surprise me. We'll have to wait and see. Um, I mean, I'd be totally okay if they decided to release the game and then release the second half without having you pay for it. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I'm very leery and I don't trust them very much either. Um, but this is Final Fantasy VII. This is my childhood, and unfortunately, nostalgia is kind of overriding my better judgment. I don't know. I want to play it. I mean, maybe we'll try. Hopefully, the demo comes out and I can try it on my own. And then maybe if I play the demo and I think it's shit, maybe that'll change my opinion. I don't know, but I'm willing to give Square the opportunity to redeem themselves to some extent. Even if I do have to end up paying $120 for a video for the game that I've already played before. But it is remastered, so there is that. And they ended the conference with Marvel Avengers. Not Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which is coming out for the Switch, by the way. Um, I'm also looking forward to that. Kind of curious to see more about that game. But we're going to be getting an Avengers game, guys, which people already knew about. This game looks fantastic, although a lot of it is mainly CG trailer and whatnot, so I don't know how much of this is legitimate. Good voice cast overall. I think what was it, Nolan North and a few others that are very familiar to Marvel-based superhero shows and voice acting are in it, which is cool. Uh, Iron Man looks good. But they're doing their own totally original story with this, which is good. It's kind of reminiscent of what they did. Yeah, there's Taskmaster. I thought that it was Taskmaster, and it's Taskmaster. Um, So basically, um, this is very reminiscent of what they did with the Spider-Man title. So I'm, pretty pumped for this. This looks good. They're kind of showing combat, but it's more like pre-made combat. It's not actual combat. So we don't know what the game's going to look like, or well, what you're going to be able to do in it. But if Crystal Dynamic and Eidos Montreal can make this game as good as the Spider-Man game, Square Enix is going to have one hell of a game on their hands. I don't know though. I'm interested to see the story of this game too, considering Cap died, and the Avengers are now disbanded or banned or something to that nature. I don't know. Kind of taking the concept of Civil War and doing something a little different with it, kind of. But it looks awesome. Ah, I'm sleepy. But I think I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Final Fantasy VII is our childhoods, which they've been milking dry for an age. Well, yeah, but they were doing that since like for years. It's not like they haven't milked Final Fantasy VII dry already. They were doing it before this game came out, and they'll continue to do it so long as it makes them money. Has it gotten old? Yeah, but I've been hoping for a Final Fantasy VII remake for ever since the PS3. So I'm willing to potentially purchase this. I would like to try a demo first before, you know, actually fully picking up and playing the game or buying it. I'd like to play a demo of it, get a feel for it, and see if it's going to be worth the $60 purchase. I know I'm not buying the collector's edition. Screw that noise. That's way too much money. I actually want to play the Avenger game. And call me basic bitch, but I want to play Iron Man. He's been my favorite character since the old arcade beat 'em up. Understandable. To be honest, I probably will end up being playing a lot of Iron Man probably too if we get to choose. Not really all that invested or interested in a lot of the other characters. I know that there's going to be more. They did show Hank Pym, which means there's the potential for Ant-Man. I would love to be able to play Ant-Man. No sign of Hawkeye, which was weird. I was kind of expecting to see him. But Avengers game looks awesome. And like I said probably at the beginning of the stream, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. Yeah, it definitely feels like Square had a good, strong start and finish. They made the perfect presentation, in my opinion. So yes, because Hawkeye would be fun to play as. Probably more fun and entertaining than playing Black Widow. I don't really get the appeal of Black Widow. They've used her far too much, in my opinion, in recent years, and she's just not that interesting of a fighter. Uh, I don't know. Gameplay wise, I don't think she'll be all that interesting to play as. I mean, I'll play her probably if it's a requirement, but I don't know. I would much prefer to play Hawkeye. If you give me Hawkeye, I'll play Hawkeye. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would play the hell out of Hawkeye. Because he's my favorite Avenger, if people didn't already know this. Okay, so now that I've kind of covered the press conference, what are your guys' thoughts? Does anybody wish to discuss this further? either joining me on the stream or discussing in chat. Feel free to chime in. Give what would you rank Square Enix's E3 presentation? What would you rate it out of five? Out of five, between 1 and 5, what is it? Is it a 1? Is it a 5? Is it somewhere in the middle? Is it a 4, a 3, a 2? Let me know. I wish to hear your feedback. Muhahaha. No one would play as Vision. No one really cares about Vision. I disagree. I would play Vision. If Vision's in the game, I would play Vision. I don't know if he was a playable character in any of the other games I've played that are Marvel based, but he has a cool set of powers. He's got super strength, he's got intangibility powers. It's far more interesting than whatever Black Widow can do. What's she gonna do? Kick people and stun them with her little taser gauntlets? Yay! Tons of fun. Watch her flipping and bouncing around. Yeah, not really all that compelling and interesting combat wise. I mean, if they were to deck her out as a more full fledged assassin with guns and shit, that might make her more interesting to play as. But this is the family friendly Black Widow. She doesn't kill people. I'd give Square 3 out of 5. Good start, good end, but in the middle was meh. Well, I think that's kind of the whole point of a press conference. Because I think you should start off strong and end strong. Uh, Basically, if it was kind of like a wrestling match or a wrestling card, normally you want to start off with a really good match and then some really decent mid tier matches and then end really strong with something really, really awesome with like the main event. Um, but 3 out of 5 is fair too. If you're not interested in all of the stuff that's kind of in the middle of the presentation and you tapped out or got bored or fell asleep, I can't blame you for it. I kind of lost interest a few times. But for the two major titles that were announced, I have to give it a 5. Mainly because I got to give Square Enix credit for actually releasing a game within a couple of years after they announce it. Because both Avengers and Final Fantasy VII Remake will be coming out in 2020. So next year, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I think to be a bit more fair, I'll give Square a 4 out of 5. Really good, but I wish that there were some games in the middle that were more interesting. Some of them were kind of filler, like sharing Octopath Traveler again. I was like, why? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That was a little bit weird. I don't know what they were thinking showing Octopath Traveler, except to prove that it exists. Still better than the Tom Clancy press conf. Wait, I'm hearing that was actually a Ubisoft conference. Could have fooled me with 90% of the stuff being shown. Tom Clancy games. Well, if it's 90% Tom Clancy, hey. At least it's not 90% Assassin's Creed this time. I'll take Tom Clancy over Assassin's Creed because Ubisoft milked that franchise goddamn dry. Of course, granted, they do the same thing with Tom Clancy games too, but you know, at least it would be a change of pace. At least they're showing more Tom Clancy and less Assassin's Creed content. Yeah, had to blow my nose. No Assassin's Creed game this year? Well, hot dog. Finally, they realize no one gives a shit. Very few people care about Assassin's Creed anymore. I think that franchise has been tapped out. The only way that Ubisoft will get me back to playing Assassin's Creed is if they actually did the one thing they should have done years ago. Put it in Japan. Allow me to be an assassin ninja. I mean, it writes itself. It's not hard. Just do it already. Only Watch Dogs. What? Watch Dogs was the other 10%. Don't care about Watch Dogs either. Oh, you like color in your games. That's a fair point. Assassin's Creed is a bit more colorful, and their locales are pretty. I'm just happy that Tom Clancy actually had an opportunity to shine opposed to more Assassin's Creed. Watch Dogs 3 looks good. I think I heard something about that Watch Dogs 3 where Grandma has a gun. Grandma, put down the shotgun. I need it. I need to show these fools what for. Uh, but overall, this was a pretty fun press conference. Hmm. Yep. And apparently, Tifa is trending, obviously, on Twitter. Okay, yeah, that's a funny one. Before the day ends, I'd like to make a quick shout out to Tifa's abs. Yes, Tifa's abs. Actually, maybe this is worth screen sharing. Just look at them abs, boys. That is awesome. That's a good detail. I like that. She's a martial artist. She's got to have muscle definition. She looks great, by the way. I don't know what people were worried about. She looks great. I have no complaints. My waifu came home, and I'm quite content and happy. For the Tifa cosplayers. That, look at the details on her gloves. Holy shit. Those look awesome. And yeah, skulls on the skirt. Nice detail there. Yep, that's her character model in combat. Wow. I like this freeze frame. Looks good. People freaked over nothing. Of course, why should I not be surprised? I shouldn't be surprised. Beautiful, practical. I don't know if I would call this a practical outfit. I don't know if I would consider this practical. I'm not so sure about that, but it looks good though. Looks really good. They killed the AC franchise when they killed off Desmond. Uh, Layla has helped sync it. I don't know who Layla even is, so not Square Enix related, but on the Doom Eternal box art, if you zoom in on the area just to the right of the brain spider with a scorpion gun, because see, Doom guys, Rabbit Daisy. I'm not really sure what that is, but cool. I'm not very much for Doom. I never played it very much, if at all. The closest relationship I have with like old school first person shooters is Star Wars Dark Force, which was basically a Star Wars skin over Doom. That's like the best Doom like original Doom like experience I've had. So, but overall, Mark Kern. I saw this tweet and I liked it. It was funny. The navel is intact. I am satisfied. Not interested in the breasts and whatnot. He wanted to see those sexy abs. Yes, yes, and yes. Looks like we were right after all. Tifa is indeed a little bit censored. By a little bit, do you mean the fact that she's wearing an undershirt? Ugh. All of the characters in the new Final Fantasy have moderately different designs from their original art and their original concept designs. They're slightly different, but they still look like the original characters and wearing original costumes. I'll never understand why people will lose their shit over stuff like this. I'll never understand it. What are you talking about? Eris' clothes are more revealing. Why? Because she leans in and you can see cleavage? Once? Aerith is the more moderately dressed one. What the hell are you talking about? Mombot, are you trolling me? I just realized that it's Ava Unit 1. I think Mombot is trolling. Mombot, you nearly made me angry at you. Don't do that. I like you. Don't make me hate you. But why is no one talking about how adorable Marlene is? I don't know. That particular image of her kind of is that freeze frame makes me slightly uncomfortable. Like she's staring into my soul a bit and kind of terrifying. But she does look kind of cute in her own way. But just this particular freeze frame with her eyes like this and whatnot, it's kind of creepy. Just a little bit creepy. Yep, I'm pretty sure that some people will. Daisy was the rabbit that was killed in Doom Original and was why Doom Guy went to hell to finish the job. No one F's with the man's bunny. I choose Haruhi from Oran High School Host Club over Layla from Assassin's Creed. Haruhi is pretty good. Been reading anything interesting? Not these last couple weeks. Or yeah, I haven't read a lot. The only thing that I read recently was the first chapter of, oh, what is it called? Hold on a second. I'm gonna need to whip out my phone and find it on the Shonen Jump app. I did read two new mangas um, that recently came out. Uh, One is called Beast Children, which is which is an interesting idea for a sports shonen, rugby. Why no one has ever hasn't tapped into that before, I don't know, but Tokyo Shinobi Squad, that was the other one that I read. I read the first chapter of that too. I liked it. It was pretty cool. I mean, any excuse for a cyberpunk uh ninja story, I'm all down for that. Um I mean, don't get me wrong, Naruto is fantastic and all, but yup. I'm totally down for those. I need to read a few more chapters of some of these other books and whatnot. Yeah, you'll probably have to wait a little while before you can get get it on in physical form because it's only on chapter one. You'll have to wait a couple of probably for a few months or so, and then it'll come out in trade. I'd buy the trade of it too. I don't know if I'm interested in Beast Children yet, but the first chapter was pretty good, so might be worth reading some more of it when I get the chance. Blue Exorcist. I kind of know about Blue Exorcist. I don't know if I'm all that interested in it. Watch Konosuba if you haven't already. Hey, I have nothing against mainstream anime, okay? I'll watch mainstream anime when I think it's interesting. And I have seen bits and pieces of Konosuba. So I know it's a funny show and I should watch it at some point. Uh I recently finished watching Gridman, uh the anime version of Gridman, which was really fun. I enjoyed it. But I've also been watching all of the current seasonal stuff, watching Rising of the Shield Hero. Um, what other ones was I watching? Uh, there's some of the newer shows that were coming out that I was watching. Hold on a second. Yeah, let's see. I watched a bit. I've been watching Fairy Gone, which was also pretty good. Still watching We Never Learn. I tried out one of the other isekais that are coming out, which is Wise Man's Grandchild. It's not that great. It's pretty boring. What was it? Helpful Fox Senko-san. I watched. I've been watching. That one's kind of fun. It's kind of cute. What else? Yeah, the manga for We Never Learn is really good. In my personal opinion, I think the manga is better than the anime because unfortunately with the anime the it feels like it's burning through the content really quickly, but that's because the manga itself isn't like one whole chapter. They're separated into chapters, but the chapters are short, like a comedy. So it's more like one situation, next situation, and it's pretty good. I like the manga a little bit more, but I think that the anime is decent to watch too. If you're not interested in reading the manga, watch the anime. It's just as fun. And I have watched Quintessential Quintuplets. I love that one, by the way. um, I'm not normally a fan of harem based animes, but Quintessential Quintuplets is a good one. I like that one. I like that one. There's a resolution at the end already, and I like that it plays itself more as like a mystery story of who does the main character marry, and they're like dropping all these hints and whatnot. Oh, the first and second manga. That's awesome. I should probably try and pick those up at some point. I think. Oh, what was it called? There was one called oh god, what is it called? It's one that's published by Kodansha, but I can't remember what it's called. It's getting an anime relatively soon, probably next season this summer. It's about a firefighting station where they're fighting fire monsters. I can't remember what it's titled. They're through Kodansha as well? Okay. At least now I know where I can purchase it. But yeah, I can't remember its name, but it looks really cool and I want to check it out. Looks like a shonen, but I think it might be an interesting one to check out. Um, what else is there to talk about? But yay! Slap. Tifa, kick me instead. How big is Tifa's ass? Well, at least some of these people are. Okay, Alpha Omega Sin. Dude, you just made my day. Tifa's titties are admittedly the main reason I'm really getting this game, let's be honest. Yep. Yep. Sounds like a Queen Tifa. She is my goddess and queen, so you know. Yeah, people are gonna get outraged. Let's see. Is this even worth getting outraged over? Maybe not. What abs? Sir Toasty. Follow me for sweet gifts. Yeah, she looks fine. Um, I know I'm kind of beating this dead horse, but I don't know. Trying to catch up reading through my manga to begin reading Platinum End. Huh. That's pretty cool. The one thing is that I know I should be doing. I know I want to do videos discussing all of the different like Shonen Jump mangas I've been reading, but I do not have the time to discuss each of them individually. But I think maybe what I'll do, maybe I'll just do a stream. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do a stream basically, and we'll call it like Shonen Jump Showcase, and then date it, and then I'll talk about all the Shonen Jump mangas I'm reading. That sounds cool. What are my thoughts on the Marvel's Avengers trailer? Top notch stuff. I want to play the game. I really hope that it'll be as good as the Marvel Spider-Man game that came out not that long ago. Tilliam, could you get an invitation to it? Of course, man. Of course. Since I'm assuming you're reading Shonen Jump too, so why the heck not? I yeah, I'll probably do a Shonen Jump showcase where I probably cover all the Shonen Jump mangas I've read. I know a while back I did a poll where I was like, okay, everybody vote for which ones you want me to do a video on. I just don't have the time for it, unfortunately. Manga scream stream. Why would it be screaming? I don't scream that much. I like the idea of calling it the Shonen Jump Showcase. SJS. Unless it's already taken, which it could be taken, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Um, Considering that in particular, I'll be talking mainly Shonen Jump titles. I haven't had a chance to read a lot of Kodansha or anything else currently. I probably should, but I just don't. I just haven't had money or time to do that yet. I mean, the last Kodansha book that I bought was the first volume of Attack on Titan. So that's how. Well, I mean, and I recently bought it. I bought it a few months back. It's a good manga, just like the show. So, uh, I actually watched the first episode of season 2 of Attack on Titan, and a Titan talked. I'm very confused by that, but I'm curious. Last Sojo I read. I don't even know if I've read very many shoujo. I've watched some of them, but I can't say that I've read very many. I don't know if they're my cup of tea particularly. Um, I can't remember. Uh, I mean, I've been watching Fruits Basket. Does that count? What if Attack on Titan was a shoujo? Titan-san, I love you. Instead of Aaron wanting to kill all the Titans, he wants to love all the Titans. Yeah, you think, Maverick? It was totally pointless, and now apparently people are still complaining. Some people are just you just can't please them. They're never satisfied ever. I thought this person's tweet was was fairly eloquently put. People really be complaining about Tifa's boob size when she's out here rocking her classic midriff, exposing tank top and tight mini skirt, along with a new pair of thigh highs. Like, come on, you thirsty Fs. She looks amazing. Also, have you seen those abs? Get the F out. I mean, just look at her. She looks fan goddamn tastic. I don't know what people were expecting. I honestly don't. If anybody has any complaints for this design, they're an idiot. She looks goddamn fantastic. People were concerned that she wasn't going to be very curvy. Well, look at there. We got curves. We got abs. We got boobs. We got everything else. And of course, the main thing that attracted me to Tifa from the very beginning, her raven hair. I'm satisfied. Why the hell aren't some of you? I guarantee you, I'll be surprised if someone tries to make this an issue. I really will. I won't be entirely surprised, but at the same time, I will laugh my goddamn ass off at the same time. Because, dear goddamn Lord, these people are stupid as hell. She's looking thin. Abs, anybody? apparently someone is now counting pixels and intensely discussing sports bra physics in order to accurately determine the size of Tifa's boobs, and I can't stop laughing. Well, sometimes the people of the internet are bored and they need something to do. At least they're keeping themselves occupied, I guess. Uh, it genuinely surprises me that people would complain. You just can't please anybody nowadays. No one's happy. I almost got tricked by MomBot here. Air's clothes are now more revealing than Tifa's. And I'm like, it's fine. Tifa's wearing a sports bra or something akin to something that I think her as a martial artist would wear. Is it completely practical? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't care. I don't mind it. She still looks fine. And I'm going to keep reiterating that. I'm going to reiterate. She looks fantastic, and people need to get over their whatever their feelings are. What do women look like again? Okay. Yeah. Okay, for one, this I think this person's probably just making a joke over the fact that this doesn't look like a real person. Of course, this is a more anime-esque drawing of Tifa. It's concept art that was used, or the art for the game. So it's really not very realistic. And then there's the new one. Both are serviceable designs. I love both of them. Fight me. Gotta love that Twitter is, retweet for Tifa, like for the other one. I think I saw a tweet earlier. I think it was kind of funny. I saw someone complaining that they mildly censored her. Uh, yeah, Tifa does look good. Does it still bother you that the remake is episodic? Yes, it does. I'm not a fan of that. I'm actually, the one thing I'm curious about is, am I paying another $60 for the other half, or is the other half just coming later down the road, or do I have to pay for the game twice? Not a fan of that. I'm unless the game is goddamn amazing, which it looks amazing. And considering that Square Enix is desperate for money, I'm going to be like that one guy who was in the crowd at the Square Enix press conference, and he's like, "Here, take my wallet." I'm gonna be that kind of person. It's like, I know I'm not helping the problem. I'm actually encouraging Square Enix's bad business practice. But I really just want to play this game. It bothers me, and I'm going to continue to point out that it bothers me. If they decide, hey, you can get the other half through a download and you don't have to pay for it, I'd be happy. But and I don't know if I could trust them with their whole claim that the game cover is the size of two um, Blu-ray disc worth of data. I don't know if I buy that. Maybe, but then again, maybe not. It could just be all smoke and mirrors and an excuse for them to try and make more money. What if Guyver was a shojo? I'd rather not like to think about it that way because that's just downright creepy. The Attack on Titan thing was one because I thought it was funny, but that's just disturbing. You want him to be romantically involved with zoonoids? That's kind of creepy. But the question is, would it maintain its gore factor? That's the big question. That's the question everybody wants to know. Um. Anyway, anywho, does anybody have any final questions for me? I'll stay on until probably midnight, and then I'll probably head for bed. Um. So, any final questions, thoughts, discussion, whether that be Square Enix related, preferably Square Enix related, because that's what the stream is supposed to be about. But um, I'm kind of, yeah. Hold on a second. Um, um, bum, bum, bum. Oh, joy of joys. Joy of goddamn joys. They're at it already. Oh my god. Hold on. I have to do this because it started, guys, I think. I think it started. One Angry Gamer is at it already. Was this E3 a disappointment? I mean, I don't really care. I'm very specific when it comes to games and whatnot. I don't check out every conference all the time. Bethesda's was goddamn atrocious. Majority of it was mobile games, and it was mainly them desperately trying. Actually, it's not bad. It's actually hilarious because it was them in a desperate attempt to say, "No, we love our fans. Please don't abandon us. Please don't hate us anymore. We love you guys. We care." Desperate PR move. After the Fallout 76 and what they did after that, and all the bullshit that they said to the fan base. Yeah, and also no one's playing Fallout 76. I love how they say like people are still playing Fallout 76, and I'm like, who? I don't know if anybody's still playing that shit. I honestly don't know, and I'm betting no. Anyway, as I suspected, kind of. I don't really know if this is negative press from One Angry Gamer, but we're doing comparison shots of Tifa from the remake and her from Dissidia. Couple of things. I don't know what he's trying to prove here. I'm automatically assuming that he's trying to make a case or an argument, but here's the thing: Dissidia is a different game and a different franchise, different art directors, different designers, um, and all of that kind of stuff. Also, the game's graphics are completely different from what Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be. So it's very obvious that Tifa's character model is going to be more closely resembling that of the character models of everybody in the game. She's not going to look the same as she's done in the past. This character has been redesigned almost as much as Cloud has been redesigned. Okay? So, shut up. Okay? She looks good. Considering that everybody else in this game is so highly detailed and whatnot, she needs to fit that detailed look. And she looks good. I don't know why people are complaining. This is Ridiculous. I don't know if he's trying to cause a swarm or what. I don't know. He could be. Yeah, okay, he is. The creeper is here. Pray for her boobs. Oh my god. For the love of frickin' Jesus H. Christ. Billy D. I'm going to state this very simply. Tifa's boobs are fine. Okay? This redesign looks fine. It looks very good. I don't know what the hell. You're just trying to create outrage. This is what you're doing. And here I am feeding into the outrage by responding to it. The cycle continues and it drives me insane. Okay. If we take a look at Tifa's design from this for the game, her breasts are, for all intents and purposes, I would say she's a D cup. Okay? That's my observation. And also, let's keep in mind she's also wearing a sports bra or something akin to that, which would be something that an MMA fighter or a martial artist might wear. Okay? Totally fine. I'm okay with it. Everybody else seems to be okay with it. You're the only one with a problem. Let's read the comment section because modesty shorts. Modesty. Guys, dumbasses that worship at the feet of Billy D for some goddamn reason or whatever the case may be. Guys, she's a martial artist. Like most MMA fighters that are female, they wear shorts. They don't wear panties, they wear shorts. Okay? They wear shorts and sports bras. The fact that Tifa is wearing the same thing is just emulating her fighting style. You were never going to see panty shots. It was never going to happen. Okay? Get the F over it. Oh, really? I'll wait to see how I feel when the game is out. But as of now, I'm going to pass on it. If you're going to wait till the game comes out, why are you still passing on it? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's all like, if I was being a sane, logical person, I was just going to say, you know what? This game's not for me. It's for a new generation. I'm not interested. I'm just not going to buy it. But kudos to anybody who actually wants to. Oh. Yeah, they reduced her assets a little. Probably not at all. But it's close enough, thank God. Jesus Christ. This is the reason why I exist, I think, at this point. To defend Final Fantasy VII Remake to an extent. I really wish, like, if you're going to complain about the game, complain about it. I feel like Dissidia NT's bust was fuller. I really wish they didn't have that black sports bra. Should have red gloves too. Unless she gets them later. Those are minor nitpicks, not really a big deal. If you're willing, I'd like to point out, argue a few things. One, she looks more in line with her original artwork bust, and not the FMV stuff. Her clothing appears tighter on her in Remake, and she has 2 layers too. She may have bigger assets than what we're seeing. Similar to that one comment where someone was saying, like, They were analyzing every pixel of her just to see um her assets. Unless it was a work unless it was the work of a bad shot. Apparently she's supple in other areas now too. This person's pretty rational, you know? I'm gonna like these posts because I agree with them. I'm gonna support this person's tweets. Yeah. Okay, yeah, not as horrible as I thought that it was gonna be. If you like her design in Dissidia more, then just play Dissidia, okay? If her design triggers you this much, just play Dissidia then, okay? God. Sorry if I'm angry or if I'm a bit ragey. Sorry, guys. My tangent, I think, is over for now. Apologies. Anyway, I have 5 minutes left. What does anybody else want to talk about? Any more questions, thoughts? If anybody is still here, feel free to hit the like button. That'd be great. I feel as though I need more likes on these videos in the hopes that they get a bit more traction. If One Angry Gamer comes out with another article, I really don't want to have to put him on blast again. I really don't want to. But that bugs me. I can't help it. Final Fantasy VII is my childhood, and I'm not gonna let someone defame it over nonsensical bullshit. I'm just not gonna allow it. You know? Anyway, I guess everybody is tapped out at this point. They seem since nothing is happening in the chat very much. I'm assuming everybody fell asleep, which is fine. You know, it happens. Anyway. Thanks everybody for watching this stream. I greatly appreciate it. I know it's late and whatnot, and I hope other people might check it out after the fact. Share this around to maybe some people who didn't get a chance to see it can see it. I appreciate it. I really wish that I should jump on that bandwagon for that new thing that's supposed to help with notifications. I should look into that and probably try and use it so that people will be more readily notified of when I post stuff or when I go live, and hopefully that'll help my retention and whatnot. Because I feel like very few people actually stick around and watch my stuff sometimes. But thanks everybody for joining and whatnot. But I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next stream or next video. I do have a video coming out actually. I hope to publish it later this week, so be ready for that. Uh, and I'll see you guys later. Good night, everybody.